Urgent, Birds fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Birds news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Eagles, latest mock draft turns Eagles. Focus to underrated edge rusher, the Philadelphia Eagles lost 3 players along their historically great defensive line from last year's Super Bowl winning roster. Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Brandon Graham have all departed from the team for multiple reasons. In their place, the Eagles have signed Azeez Ojulari and Josh Uche to bolster their pass rush. The team isn't expected to be done just yet, though. In a deep class of edge rushers and defensive linemen to boot, the Eagles could have plenty of options when they make their pick with the 32nd overall selection in a few weeks. ESPN's draft expert Mel Kiper believes the team will focus on the defensive line early by taking Tennessee edge rusher James Pierce Jr. The defending Super Bowl champs lost some key parts of their defense in free agency, including edge rusher Josh Sweat, Kiper said. Being able to get after the quarterback is important for Vic Fangio's defense, and there's a glaring void now on the edge. There are mixed opinions around the league on whether Pierce is a first-rounder, but he has the traits to develop into a speedy disruptor in the right system. He had 5 sacks over the past 2 seasons and ranked second in the nation in pressure rate last season, 19-0. Philadelphia has an interesting connection with Tennessee edge rushers. Former first-round pick Derek Barnett was a massive disappointment from the 2017 class. Despite the struggles with Barnett, former supplemental draft selection Reggie White also came from the Volunteers. Will Pierce be more Barnett or White? That's the question the Eagles will have to answer themselves moving forward. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Eagles Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks! Now let's get back to the news. Steelers trade with Eagles. For QB would be draft fit when the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, the team did not draft a player with the 32nd overall pick. Instead, they traded the pick to the Baltimore Ravens, who used the selection to take future league MVP Lamar Jackson. Now, as the Eagles prepare for another pick at 32, could the team look to make another deal with an AFC North team? The Pittsburgh Steelers make a lot of sense there, if so. Pittsburgh is in need of a quarterback whether they choose to move forward with Aaron Rodgers as their starting quarterback or not. While the team could choose to target a player like Jackson Dart with the 21st overall pick, the expectation is that won't be happening. A trade-up back into the first round for Alabama star Jalen Milroe, though, may be a different story. Milroe has drawn interest from the Steelers, with head coach Mike Tomlin even meeting with the signal caller during the pre-draft process. If Pittsburgh falls in love with Milroe, the team should do everything they can to figure out a way to get him, even if it means trading up in the first round again to make a second pick. Back in 2020, the Steelers had interest in Jalen Hurts, the perfect comp for Milroe. Instead, he was taken by the Eagles. Pittsburgh can correct that decision with a Milroe selection, even if it means moving forward and trading up again. Eagles predicted to shake up NFL draft with series of trades. The Philadelphia Eagles are already betting favorites to repeat as Super Bowl champions in 2025, in large part because they bring back every key piece on offense and a young nucleus of stars on defense. That's not to say the Eagles still don't need a few pieces here and there. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports they will use their war chest of draft picks to fill those spots by making multiple trades during the upcoming NFL draft. I don't know for who, I don't know for what, I don't know when it will happen, Schefter said on the Pat McAfee Show on April 7th. They will be moving and shaking as they usually do in Philadelphia. I think that they've got as much firepower in this draft as any team out there. When you give a Super Bowl champion roster 20 draft picks over the next 2 drafts to go, have fun with you, become a team to watch. The Eagles have used their money to reward players already on the roster this offseason, including a 3-year, $51 million contract for NFL All-Pro linebacker Zach Bond and a 2-year, $41 million contract extension for NFL Offensive Player of the Year Saquon Barkley. Barkley's deal made him the first running back in NFL history to break the $20 million mark in terms of average annual salary. Eagles have most pressing needs on defense. If the Eagles are looking to shake up the NFL draft, they're likely to make moves to add players on the defensive side of the ball. After first-year defensive coordinator Vic Fangio put together the NFL's best defense in 2024, that unit will look very different in 2025 thanks to free agency and trades. In one shocking move, the Eagles dealt star safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans. In free agency, while the Eagles rewarded Bond with a new deal, cornerback Darius Slay, defensive tackle Milton Williams, and edge rusher Josh Sweat all left for big money with other teams and need to be replaced. The Eagles let all that talent go because they have to think about what the future might look like in terms of contracts, most notably for NFL All-Pro defensive tackle Jalen Carter following the 2025 season. Roseman likes to build trenches via draft picks, while the Eagles might wheel and deal during the NFL draft to find a starter here or there, or even possibly a third wide receiver option. It's well known that general manager Howie Roseman has built a pair of Super Bowl winners over the last decade through the draft. Even with that being said, Roseman might try and play out his hot hand-picking secondary talent in 2024 and see if it extends to 2025. Last year, Roseman used the Eagles' first 2 picks on cornerbacks Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean and watched them become 2 of the NFL's best cornerbacks as rookies. The Athletic's Nick Baumgardner predicts Roseman will make another move in the secondary and has the Eagles taking Georgia safety Malachi Starks in the first round, number 32 overall. Eagles' diamond in the rough could make difference in Hurts' offense 4. The 4th consecutive season, the Philadelphia Eagles will have a new starter enter the season at right guard. In 2022, it was Isaac Seumalo. 2023 was led by Cam Jurgens. Mekhi Becton controlled the spot last season. Now the team will have a position battle for the same spot going into off-season workouts. The 2 main favorites for the spot are former third-round pick Tyler Steen and recently acquired former first-rounder Kenyon Green. There is an underrated player who could be in that conversation, according to Ed Cracks of Eagles on SI. Former 6th-round pick Trevor Keegan. Keegan was a key part of the national championship team that Michigan ran 2 years ago. Now, under Jeff Stoutland's tutelage, the Eagles could very well see Keegan push for a starting spot this offseason. To be able to work with Landon every single day, that's just a gift, Keegan told Cracks in August. He's such a good player, and he's such a good role model and such a pro, everything that he does on a daily basis. We have a lot of vets in our room who have established, so just trying to take little bits and pieces from them, it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise at this point. Philadelphia has had late-round picks like Keegan play at a high level, including Jordan Mailata, 7th rounder, and future Hall of Fame center Jason Kelce, 6th rounder. What makes Keegan special, according to Stoutland last year, are the intangibles that could make him a valuable starter. The traits are the critical factors, Stoutland said last season. When there's players that are there at that part of the draft, and they're still checking some of the boxes that are on there, that's unique. We have draft meetings, and we go through all these guys. You can't imagine the amount of time that's put in. It may not work out, but don't count out Keegan for the starting right guard spot moving forward. PHLY Eagles Podcast, Eagles Draft. Preview: LB is Jihad Campbell, a realistic option to join Zach Bond for Vic Fangio's D? Our NFL Draft Position Preview series moves on with a focus on linebacker, where Howie Roseman has paid Zach Bond, but Nakobe Dean is injured, and Oren Burks is gone, leaving just Jeremiah Trotter Jr. So would a player like Jihad Campbell make sense at number 32? Is there a Day 2 player like Carson Schwessinger who would make sense? And what players on Day 3 offer potential starting upside? Fran Duffy joins Bo Wolf to break it all down. And now, Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Eagles Nation news. Fly, Eagles, fly!